Okay, so today, students, we are going to talk about our next weldment. And our next weldment today, we're going to discuss, is going to be a corner weldment. A corner weldment. So you're going to take two pieces of material, um, and depending on the class, either eighth inch or quarter inch, and you're going to put them together so that you have a corner groove as such. So you're going to take the outside corner and the outside corner and place them together at 90 degrees. At 90 degrees. And then you're going to tack it on the inside here. And then you're going to place your weld inside this groove as such. Okay, so that when you're when it's tacked, you've got this groove inside here to place your weldment, to place your weld. And for this weldment, we're using E6011 or E6010. I'm going to weld half of it with the circle motion and then the other half with the whip and pause to show you what I'm looking for. Okay, so let me tack it up for you. Make sure that my ground's hooked up there. And it's very important that you hook it corner to corner so that you have the correct. Okay, so you can see that I have a 90 degree. All right, and again, I'm not going to make you put a square on it of any type. See, I have a 90 degree, and then I've got a groove right down the center. This is what we're going to be filling up with our electrode. All right? And I prefer you guys to use your gloves when you're tacking this up. You notice I put tacks on the back side here. Put your tacks on the back side here, not where you're welding. Not where you're welding. All right? The object of this weldment is to fill up the material to the top of the weld, to the top of the metal. So my first one, I'm going to do a circle motion about halfway through it, and do a circle motion. And so again, you want to fill this up completely. You want to fill this up completely as you're doing your circle motion, and make sure that you're coming up. And the object of this is to practice um, a cover pass. So I'm coming up all the way to the top of my metal here. I'm coming all the way to the top of my metal here. I don't want to leave any of this edge exposed. I want to cover as much of this edge as possible. All right, but I don't want to, I don't want to blow it out. I don't want to get undercut, but I want to cover it up as much as possible. All right. Again, using the E6011 or the E6010, I'm running about 85 amps. This is not an exact science. Again, every machine's different, depending on how hot or how cold your machine runs. But about 85 amps should be pretty close to what you want to run. Again, I'm going to run a circle motion about halfway, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the whip and pause. Okay, and then I'll clean it up and I'll show you what they look like. Here we go. Circle motion on the first half. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the whip and pause. Again, we know that the stitch whip and pause, whip and pause, whip and pause. Let it fill up, let it fill up. And then I'll clean it all up so we can take a look at it all together, okay? So here we go with the whip and pause, whip and pause, whip and pause, whip and pause, okay? This one's a little bit more difficult because you've got to watch that puddle and make sure that you're filling up all the way to the back. And you're making sure that that puddle is filling up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Oh, I have my magic cheater here. Magic cheater. I clean this up just a little bit. But it cleans it up so much nicer and so much quicker than I can by hand. Okay. Let's let it kind of focus there for a minute. Focus. Focus. I will have this sitting on my desk and the light's kind of right in it. There you go. That's a little bit better. Okay. It's warm. It's warm. It's warm. It's warm on my gloves. Okay, this bottom one here, ladies and gentlemen, is the circles. If you look real close, you can see there's no undercut on either side. The top one here is the stitch motion or the whip and pause. Again, if you look real close, and again, I will have this one sitting on my desk. No undercut, but I've covered the top of the entire top of the weld. The term that I use is I've blown out the lip of that metal, okay? And I've got my little marker here, so I'm going to mark this for you. I'm going to mark this for you so you know which one is which. which one's stitch, and which one's whip. Okay, so I have them marked, so whenever you come in and take a look at them, you can identify which one which one is which. Okay, got a stitch on one side and a circle on the other. Okay, I will have this sitting on my desk. That is your next weldment. So basically, that's what you're going to be working on next. And again, we're looking at covering up the top of that metal, with no undercut. There's no undercut. That's going to be the tricky part, is covering that up with no undercut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the booth. This is Clark, and I'm out.